Hey everyone, welcome back to the Emerald Oracle. I hope that you have all had a great holiday season. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Yule, whatever you celebrate, I hope that you have all had a great, wonderful time. Here we've got a new pick a card reading set up for you. When I say we, I mean me and the angels and spirit guides. And today's topic is we're going to do predictions and messages from the angels and spirit guides for 2023. So what can you expect? What themes are coming up for you in the beginning of this new year that we're about to usher in? Okay, so let's just get straight to it. For those of you who are new to this, I'm going to have you choose a set of cards. And once you do that, you can fast forward to the pile that you've chosen. I will include the timestamps in the description box below. All right, so let's just get right into it. So let's start with the crystals. On set of cards number 1, we've got rose quartz. So we have a beautiful piece of rose quartz on set of cards number 1. Set of cards number 2, we've got argonite blue, which is always so pretty. Argonite blue. And then on set of cards number 3, we've got green aventurine on set of cards number 3. Okay. All right. So with that said, I would like you to clear your mind. Picture a clear blue sky or a white sheet of paper. And then I'm going to have you take a few deep breaths and choose from set of cards 1, 2, or 3. And I'll just give you a second to do that. Okay, so let's get going with set of cards number 1. All right. Let's see what the angels and spirit guides have to say for those of you who've chosen set of cards number 1. Okay. Looks like, I'm going to bring these down here. Looks like you guys, those of you who have chosen this set of cards, wow. All right, this is pretty intense here. Okay, but we're getting better, getting better. That's a good thing. All right. Okay, so, wow. All right. So it looks like for those of you who've chosen set of cards number 1, this looks like you are either already going through something quite difficult or you're about to. Now, for those of you who are already going through something, this could be, it looks like either quite a heartbreak, maybe you've had a bad breakup, a divorce, some kind of serious heartache. So I think that there are a large number of you that are going through that currently, or maybe it's coming in and you kind of know it. Maybe you sense it or feel it, that there's a breakup coming. Maybe some of you want that breakup, but it's still very difficult and painful to go through. And then I'm sure that there's some of you that didn't want the breakup and are quite hurt by it and feeling lonely and maybe for some of you even abandoned. And then I have another strong vibe here that for some of you, this is to do with either a health situation, like an illness, or a different type of heartbreak. It can be health, it could be the loss of someone, maybe you're grieving a loved one and in mourning for something. But there's a great deal of pain here. Now, I know we said that this is ushering in what's coming in for 2023, but I don't want you to get really upset thinking, oh, great, my year ahead is going to be terrible. No, it's going to get much better. But before I get to that, unfortunately, I have to talk about what is coming up here as, a very intense, difficult heartbreak and sadness going on here. So, all right, let's go with, so if, Stay tuned if you think it's more for you about health and about, or a loss or something like that. I'm going to talk about the romantic issue first, and then I'll go into the others, okay? So for romance, for those of you going through a breakup, or you're not broken up yet, but this is saying most likely that's what's coming. Although, you know, either you didn't want the breakup, or it's not, maybe you are aware that it's what has to be, but it still hurts deeply. I want you all to know that while it's painful, and no one wants to go through heartbreak, and no one wants to go through a bad breakup, it's so very, very painful, and it just, there's no eloquent way to say that it just sucks. I think we can all agree, no matter what our backgrounds are or who we are, it really sucks, and it's one of life's most painful things, if not the most. Heartbreak is just, it's just so heart-wrenching, right? It just rips our heart in pieces and makes us feel like we're never going to be able to see the sunlight again, and we're never going to be able to love again, or what if no one finds us worthy, or no one bothers to love us ever again. We have these terrible, desperate thoughts, and we get overcome with sadness. Many of us will go within when this kind of thing happens and sort of, you know, like the card is showing here, like hermit away, or close ourselves down and lock ourselves away. But the angels want you to know that that's actually not what's going to go on here. Even if that's your plan, or that would be your knee-jerk reaction to this, they are saying the good news here is that if you know that a breakup is coming, I think for most of you, I don't think this is something, when it comes to romance, I don't think you're going to get blindsided by this. I think you kind of know that it's coming. I think for most of you, you either want the breakup, or if you don't want the breakup, you know, though, that this is a very bad situation with a person that is not right for you, and that the situation is going to end if it hasn't already. And I think that what the universe wants you to know here is that while you're in a lot of pain over it, and it has caused you to maybe put up some walls, and you're feeling very guarded and very sort of protective of yourself, you know, you're going into a shell. The universe is saying to you, no, that's not what's going to be the theme or continue into the new year. They are letting you know right here, right now, that literally the sun will come out again. I mean, literally, we have the sun card here, but the sun is very powerful. Very. I mean, people see that card and they just think blessings and joy, and they think this like overall, you know, like, yay, that's a happy, nice card. But, and they tend to not dismiss it, but sort of take it very lightly, when it's really the opposite. To have the sun in your reading really is almost one of the most important cards and most powerful that you can get. It's really saying, no, 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 this is truly going to bring in for you a time of joy. I mean, we have a new beginning that's going to come for you, a complete new beginning. And this is going to usher in a time of just complete joy, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. So I think that for those of you dealing with sadness and heartbreak from a breakup, from a romance, from a love that didn't work out, whether it's going through a divorce or just a breakup, no matter how light or serious, whether you were just dating but you were really into this person, or maybe you were dating and you weren't that serious, but it makes you very sad that yet again another relationship didn't work out, and you're fearing that you're going to end up all alone, or you know, you lived with this person, or you were with them for many years or a very long time. Whichever end of the spectrum you fall on, it doesn't matter. This is really encompassing all of that in terms of romance, and the message to you is there is a new love that will be coming for you. In whether you try to or not, this is in a way destiny here. You are not meant to spend the new year in sadness, in isolation. That is not how you're meant to spend your new year. Things will come in pretty fairly quickly, and there is a complete new beginning for you, a new beginning where, it's one of joy. So I believe for those of you who have had a romance breakup, a divorce, a separation, when it comes to love, this is saying the angels are letting you know that they have your back and that you are going to meet someone new. Whether you try to or not, this person is meant to cross paths with you. They are a person, most likely, it's either most likely that they are, do something for a living that's pretty lucrative. So, and or you will have better luck in the new year with career or finance. That's mixed in here too. So for those of you worried about financial issues and problems, bills, as we all face and we all go through, this also wants to let you know that money and finance and even tied into career will also have some kind of breathing new life into it and some kind of new beginning. And that will also come in fairly quickly. So 2023 is going to bring to you a new love that's going to bring you joy. And it's also going to bring in for you some new paths to some prosperity. So for those of you concerned about money and finances, that will definitely turn around and get much better in 2023. I mean, much. It really is like, it's like a healing injection of like vital medication is what it feels like for your money and your finances. That is really going to turn around. And for many of you, you're really worried. You're really worried about that. So for those of you who are really concerned about that, don't keep your focus on that, because the angels know what's going on and they are going to usher in some help and some much needed luck and turn that around for you. And where it's connected to romance, as I said before, you're not going to stay in this heartbreak at all. So for some of you, it can even mean, now this is a small percentage, but I'm going to say for some of you, the relationship you were in may have a new beginning. Now, that's a small percentage of you, okay? For the most part, this is referring to heartbreak that is either has already happened or is about to happen. And for most of you, that is permanent. And when they refer to a new beginning, they're referring to a new person. And that is a new love coming in quickly. That's meant to be. That will make you very, very happy and will just be a healthier, happier relationship. But I can't leave out that for a small percentage of you, there are some of you that are either in a relationship or have gone through a breakup and it looks and feels like that relationship is over. And then they are saying that in 2023, that relationship may come back to life and get a second chance. I don't like to throw that out there lightly, but I can't lie. I can't omit that. There is the possibility of that for some of you. I don't want all of you to jump up and down and be like, oh, the relationship's going to come back to life. It's definitely a small percentage of you. But I think that those of you that applies to, I think you will know who you are in the sense that maybe the reason that you're broken up is not because it's a terrible person or anything like that, but maybe one or both of you have been going through some hard times and it like ripped your relationship apart. For those of you who have had that experience or something similar, this is saying that in the new year, there is some definite hope that there can be sort of a renewal and a new beginning and a second chance to try again. And this time seems there's something different about it. It looks like maybe that person will have had a healing of some kind. Maybe they have, whether it be mentally or physically, maybe they're going through physical hardships or illnesses, or maybe there's some mental illness, like, maybe the person is depressed or just going through a hard time in their life and couldn't handle the pressure of a relationship, where this is saying something shifts and changes in the new year, and then they are able to fully let you in, let's say, and fully give of themselves, and vice versa. It could also be you in this position. And then in the new year, you feel able to handle a relationship. So that is very good news with regard to all of that. Now, for some of you, I do think that this can be the morning of either the loss of someone, literally, like someone has passed away that's close to you, and you may be stuck in the sadness of that. And for some of you, it can be that there is, you've received some heartbreaking news, maybe some illness, like a diagnosis of a serious illness, whether it be physical or mental. So for those of you who have had something happen that has really hurt you and traumatized you, what the universe wants you to know here is the knee-jerk reaction, again, may be to go within, to protect yourself, to put the walls up, to shelter away from everyone, to shut down. And your angels and spirit guides want to say to you, please do not do that. I mean, you're allowed to do it for a minute or two. Everybody needs to sort of nurse their wounds and have a minute, to cry it out, to, to sort of heal, to sort of process what's gone on. But they don't want you to stay there, because they want you to know that in this new year, quickly, if it's illness, they are telling you you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to heal from this. And you're going to be more than okay. You're going to bounce back even better than you were before. If you're fighting an illness, and let's say it's affecting your ability to work or your livelihood, if you work for yourself or you're self-employed, if your money feels frozen and you're petrified, what's going to happen? How am I going to pay my bills? The angels are going to help you somehow, some way. God will send his or her angels to help you. You will be provided for through friends, through family. And if you're saying, I don't have anyone who would do that, oh, you do. You just don't realize it. Even the kindness of strangers. God works in mysterious ways, and the universe and the angels and the spirit guides, they are all there to help you, and they are not going to let you down. So think positive thoughts and don't give in to the darkness. You're not going to fall to whatever disease or diagnosis you've received. You are going to beat it completely. You are going to come out on top. You are going to be healthy. You're going to get it under control, and you will have a new beginning with your health and your life, and a new beginning with finances and career. And yes, love for you as well. Just because we're focusing on talking about a health issue does not mean that there's not love for you, because the arrows of love are there. They're coming in swift and fast. So for those of you dealing with a health issue, the first and foremost order of 2023 is going to be getting well, and also helping you with finance. But love, make no mistake, is there as well. And you will have that too. So I really want you all to hold on to hope and to think very positive thoughts, because focusing on whatever's wrong, whatever illness you have or whatever bad news you received, focusing on that will only expand and make things worse. So remember to keep your thoughts on what you do want and not what you don't want. Remember to think about the positive outcome. It's very important and very powerful. What you think about expands, and what you focus on, you create more and more of, whether it's negative or positive. So make sure that you're thinking positive things, okay? For those of you who have lost someone, literally, where you've had someone pass away, grief is a difficult thing to go through, and it's just something that takes the time that it takes. So again, you may be feeling like shutting down and going within, and for a time that's okay, because it's part of the healing process. It's part of the grieving process. So for some of you, that will help, but again, the angels are not going to let you stay there for long. They're going to swoop in and pick you up, and the sun will come out again. There will be a new beginning. You will start to feel joy again, even though right now it may feel like you're never going to feel happiness again. and you're never going to feel light again. But I promise you, that's not the truth. You really will. There will be happiness for you again, and also for you, you may receive some kind of inheritance, or if it's not directly like that, where there's no connection to receiving any kind of money from the person who has passed, they may also act as an angel for you and help you to move forward and to succeed, financially and with your career and with work or whatever. It can be in the form of a gift. It can be in the form of a new job. It can be in the form of just being very successful. But whatever it is, I think that loved one who has passed away will very much have their eye on trying to help their loved ones, get over the pain and go forward. And live, because you are still here, and you're still here for a reason. You're still here to live and to experience this journey and to enjoy it as much as possible. You're not here to be stuck in sorrow and pain. Sorrow and pain is definitely part of the journey, and we all go through it so that we can evolve and grow. But the caveat is that you cannot get stuck in it. Once you get stuck in fear and pain, you stop evolving, and then you're just stuck. And then it's a giant time waster. And we only have a certain amount of time. So don't waste time. Let yourself grieve. Let yourself, feel the pain. That is totally part of the process. You can't get around grief. You have to go through it. And that's grief not only of just a loved one, but of anything. The pain of a broken relationship, the pain of a health issue, the pain of losing someone, the pain of a failure, the pain of any loss, any sadness. You have to go through it. You have to go through it. You can't go around. So part of that process is the sadness, and is the feeling lonely, and the shutting yourself away and shutting down, and that's okay. But the angels are letting you know that in 2023, they're not going to let you stay there. They're going to pick you up, and they're going to dust you off, and they're going to show you that there's joy, and there's happiness, and there's healing, and there's good health, and there's love, and there's prosperity. This is a beautiful, look at the difference. The end of the year is heartache and sadness. Some of you were blindsided by the sadness, and some of you were not. Some of you kind of knew it was coming. But either way, they're showing you that your new year, yes, this will bleed into the new year a little bit, but then it does not take long until you have a joyful new beginning, and life is breathed back into you, and you have like an elixir of some kind, or a secret potion that metaphorically comes and brings you back to life, and brings you joy again, and makes you feel light and happy, and brings in good health, and heals you, and heals your heart, and brings you prosperity and a new beginning. So this is actually a really good thing. Let me just see if there's anything else that they want to say. Let's just expand a little. Just do a quick little expansion and check it out. Let's just see if there's anything else. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. One more. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is basically backing up everything that they just said. And look at how this is what I love about the tarot. A different deck, a mini deck, shuffled up, and then look what happens. On the top we have the seriousness, and look, you have the same, you have the Three of Swords with that heartbreak. So, but here again, they are showing you someone in a different way. They're showing you the same thing, where you are shutting yourself away. You are building up walls and shutting down and going into protection mode. But you don't have to stay there. And you won't stay there because the universe won't let you. Look at how the second row gets happy and positive and joyful. And what I love about these cards depicting that, I just realized we have a little naked woman. What I love about these cards depicting that is it's telling you the same thing in a different way. Here again, we have them depicting a victory and success over something. And then bringing you in prosperity. So for those of you going through an illness or some kind of diagnosis that has really affected you, has taken you down, either it blindsided you or it's hindered you from being able to work or bring in money, and it's just maybe put the brakes on your whole life. For those of you, you will have victory and success over that, and 2023 will not be a year of illness. You may start the year like that, but you will have victory over that. You will succeed and you will conquer whatever that illness is or whatever that sickness is. You will find a way, and the angels will help you to heal and get better. And whatever has taken place with money or finances will also not only be replenished, but you will get more. You will have more. That's amazing. There's a lot of ways for the universe to say to you that money will be okay, that you'll be provided for, that, you'll be able to go back to work. But this is saying that plus more. This is saying not only will you be able to work again, or not only will money be provided, but money will be provided more than you had before. I mean, that is amazing. More than you had before. So they're asking you to be strong. They're asking you, and they're not only are they asking you, they're telling you that you are strong, and you are going to conquer that. When I have the strength card along with illness, that's always letting me know that you're going to conquer this. And then we have the world here and the Six of Wands. I mean, for those of you who dabble in tarot or you read, and for those of you who don't, trust me when I tell you, you will be victorious over this. Now, for those of you where it had to do with love, the heartbreak, same applies to you. You will go forward and you will meet someone new. And you will meet this person regardless of if you try or not. They are meant to cross your path. And that person will either help you in, making more money. Perhaps you'll meet them because of work or because via your career. And even if you don't, maybe they will give you an idea to start a business or support you in whatever way that you need support. Maybe they are wealthy themselves, but meeting someone new, healing your heart, and having a new beginning is all tied together, and there is prosperity connected to that in whatever way that unfolds. In whatever way that unfolds, it is connected to that. So there is absolutely a new beginning with love for those of you going through heartbreak. And for those of you who had a breakup, but it kind of shouldn't have happened, let's say. Maybe the breakup was because one or both of you were going through something and you couldn't handle a relationship, or they couldn't handle a relationship. There is a renewal there. There is a coming back together. And that coming back together looks like a second chance that works out quite well. And there's a victory there. And there's a healing of that relationship for some of you. So this is exciting, and this is great news for those of you who've chosen set of cards number 1. Let's see your outcome cards. Excuse me. Okay. We have, Grandmother Moonstone, Cycles of Change, Illuminating Boundaries, New Beginnings. Wow, look at that. We have, trying to get my camera to focus. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. We have New Beginnings. New Beginnings. I don't know why I can't get my camera here to focus, but excuse me, this is a beautiful, beautiful card. So, Moonstone. Cycles of change. Moonstone is a very powerful manifester, especially rainbow moonstone. So maybe grab yourself a piece of moonstone. I say rainbow moonstone, which looks like this. This is a piece of rainbow moonstone. It's got that like speckled look, whereas regular moonstone literally almost looks like the moon, which is why they call it that. Now, illuminating boundaries and new beginnings. Perhaps for those of you involved in a relationship that went wrong, perhaps boundaries was an issue, okay? And for those of you with that situation where you're having a new beginning, that means that either in the new relationship with a new person, you have a new beginning and a new chance at love, which backs up everything that was said here. But you're going to set boundaries now going forward. You're going to ask for respect for yourself. You're going to respect yourself, and you're going to ask that of your partner, which you should. And for those of you reconnecting with a relationship that broke up, that will be key. Setting new boundaries and making sure that you both respect each other and treat each other as such. And then there's a new beginning there for the two of you. As well as for those of you healing from illness or getting over the loss of someone. Again, it's a new beginning for you. But in some way, boundaries are important. Boundaries that you didn't realize were important or that you weren't setting will become obvious to you. And the angels will illuminate that for you. And then from there comes new beginnings with how you carry yourself and how your relationships work with other people. So that's a beautiful thing. All right, let's do your angel healing card. Oh, look what we have. Healing is your angel card. I, the angel of healing, am with you right now. Feel my presence and my unwavering love for you. I have loved you before the dawn of time, and I will love you for all eternity. I mean, that is just gorgeous. That is beautiful. So you have the healing angels letting you know. Okay, so for those of you who have found out that you have an illness or have been going through it or some kind of diagnosis, they are letting you know. The angels are with you. They are with you. They will carry you through this, and you are going to make it through it. You are going to heal. You are going to succeed. You are going to be victorious over whatever is ailing you and whatever is trying to take you down. It will not take you down. You will come out healed and healthy and happy. And for those of you dealing with the loss of someone, you will heal from this. You will see the light again. You will feel the joy again. You will come through this. And for those of you with heartache from a breakup, again, either your old relationship will be healed and you'll get a second chance. I think there's a small percentage of you that applies to, but it does. So for those of you, I believe you know who you are. This will resonate to you, and the angels will heal the relationship for you and help you with that. And for those of you who've gone through the heartbreak or are about to go through a breakup, your heart will be healed. You will have a new beginning with someone much, much more worthy of you. You will set new boundaries. You will come at the relationship in a different way, in a healthy way. And you will be loved and cherished and respected like you have never been before, because you will have the angels helping you as you grow on your journey. So, all right, set of cards number 1. I hope that this was helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe if you haven't already, or if you could like, and please comment. I love to hear your stories. I love to hear the comments. I try to answer as often as I can, but I love to hear how the reading resonated with you or affected you. I really enjoy that, and I love to keep doing that. Okay, so like and share and comment, and most importantly, please subscribe. All right, guys, I'm going to go on to set of cards number 2. Okay, everyone, let's go to set of cards number 2 and see what we've got coming for 2023 for set of cards number 2. What is coming in for set of cards number 2? Oh, wow. 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 Okay. Set of cards number 2. Ooh la la. All right. So, this looks like if either there is a new love coming in. I think for many of you, it's resonating with that. For many of you, this is saying that in 2023. Oh, I think I might have said 2022. Whoops, I meant 2023. So this looks like in the new year, a new, very important, huge love relationship is coming in, and this looks like it's a new relationship for many of you. Okay, for some of you, it will be talking about an existing relationship, and I will cover that. Okay, but first let's talk about those of you where the relationship, this is with a new person, because I think for many of you that's how this looks. This looks like a new, completely new love relationship. This is huge. This is a beautiful, true love coming in. I mean, I love to see this. And, you know, it's not often that I have a spread here that's so very positive without like some caveats. There's usually a little bit of negativity spread through everything, but and listen, don't get me wrong, this is not going to be, nobody rides off into the sunset like a fairy tale and there's absolutely nothing, you know what I mean? There's absolutely no issues or problems. That wouldn't be life. If it was like that, you'd be dead, because that's pretty much like the thought of the afterlife and of a heaven or a Shangri-La. Okay, so but this comes pretty close. This is saying that there is a literally not only a new love, but a true love. You know, this is hugely powerful, hugely powerful. I think I've said this many times before, but for those of you who are not aware or haven't seen me or heard me talk about it, the Ace of Cups, I mean, truly one of my favorite cards, you know, if not my favorite card. It's just so beautiful, and the representation is just true love in its truest, purest form. Okay, and that applies to romantic love, the love of a family, child, the love of a friend. It's true love. Okay, a pure, true love in a peak experience, being the ace. Okay, the ace of any suit is a peak experience of that. What the card is depicting and of that suit. So here we have what's looking like a new love relationship coming in that really answers a wish for you. So this is to do with, I would say, you know, for those of you who have really just been hoping and wishing to find a life partner, hoping and wishing to find a true love to really, you know, give as much love and loyalty and commit to a relationship and have as much to give as you have. This person is a match. This person is really, truly a soulmate, and like you can very well be your other half. Okay, we're possibly talking about an air sign. Now, it doesn't have to be that, but you could also be the air sign, but we're talking about Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So either that is the sign, one of the signs of the person you will be meeting, or it could be you who is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And it can also be that that's just that this person will have tendencies of those signs. Okay, so it doesn't have to mean that, you know, if you're sitting there and, you know, you're thinking, oh no, air signs are like terrible for me, or I don't, you know, I can't stand the air signs, or don't get hung up on that, because it can be, honestly, and when it comes to astrology, you are never just your sun sign. So I don't want to get off on a whole tangent on astrology, but just bear in mind that if you meet someone and you're a Capricorn and they're, I don't know, a Gemini or an Aquarius, and you're like, I don't know that that's a great match for me. It really depends on what the person's rising sign is, what their moon sign is. You're half your rising sign, and most people don't even know their rising sign, the ascendant. So don't judge a book always by its cover. Remember that when it comes to astrology, that's very important, because you never know what else is in their chart that could totally click with you and your chart, okay? But in any case, I do think for many of you, it will either be an air sign, or you are an air sign, or there are those tendencies within this person, which is a good thing, okay? It's never a bad thing. This is destiny. You are meant to meet this person, and this is a person that you are meant to have a huge relationship with. This is a huge, big love affair. I don't mean a love affair like an affair like cheating. I just mean this is a huge, like they used to say in the old times, like a love affair in that sense, a huge love relationship that's very pivotal and very important. There will be quite the sexual attraction between the two of you. There will be a huge chemistry. But even moreover, it's like you will feel like you go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or, I don't know, what else goes together, like peas and carrots. I don't know. I mean, whatever you think of about going together and just working so smoothly and clicking. It's that clicking with a person and feeling like you've known them before, or you've known them your whole life. Almost feeling like coming home when you're with that person, or when you hold hands. Feeling like that person is your home, and wherever they are, you feel home and you feel good. And that's how they will feel about you. There is a definite element to this matchup that's not just that it's answering a wish because finally you found love. I mean, of course, yes, that's a huge proponent. That's a big part of it. However, there is some element to this that answers a wish in another way. So I would say either, for some of you, it could be a person that you've maybe had, maybe you've known them and had a crush, and you never thought it was possible, but it is. For some of you, it could be you've been apart for quite some time. Maybe the person travels for a living. Maybe they were married, but now they're divorced and they're available. It can be so many things. I could go on and on guessing. Maybe they live abroad or live somewhere else, and suddenly they move near to where you live, or you move near them. There's so many different scenarios, but the point is that some element of this is going to feel like, how did this happen? Like, you're going to feel like, the wish genie literally came out of you rubbed the magic lamp, and he came out and granted this huge wish that you didn't even think was possible. So this is looking like wonderful. And by the way, I would say that this is also saying that this person definitely does well for themselves financially. This is a person who either has a big career, or they own a business that's successful. There's definitely money attached to this person. And I think that will in turn become that you will, via being connected to this person, also come into money. I want to expand a little bit, because I want to see if they'll tell us anything else about any other details about who this person might be. Okay, let's just do a quick shuffle to see if we get any more details on who this is, or how you'll meet them, or when. Let's see what I can get. I can't always get all three. Let's see if we can get any of those questions answered about this person, being that they're saying that this is a huge part of your 2023 outlook. So let's see. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups. I love when that happens. I love when that happens. And especially with that card, Whoa, that is definitely a card you want that to happen with. That's amazing. Oh, look at this. Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, so definitely there is something with this person with work, with what they do for a living, okay? So I would say this person takes their career pretty seriously, and I would say that they probably also come from, maybe they come from wealth, they come from a wealthy family, or they come from a series of professional people, you know what I mean? White collar, maybe doctors, lawyers, business owners. So they come from a family that has some level of wealth. Now, you know, that can vary for everybody. For some of you, it could be somebody who's quite wealthy and literally you would consider them rich. And for others of you, it's just not that they're, I wouldn't go as far as to say that they're rich, but they do quite well and they live comfortably. So there's that, okay? The true love element is saying that this is for sure a soulmate. This is for sure a soulmate. You're going to know that this person is so special. And I feel like for many of you, you're going to know and feel like this is the one for you. Again, they're reiterating, you're going to have everything that makes the perfect cocktail or the perfect mixture. You know, to have the sexual attraction is obviously very important, okay? So to have the sexual attraction and the true love element, the trust, the loyalty, the respect, the kindred spirit, the person you want to sit up and talk to all night, you know, after the intimacy, after the sex. You know, it's one thing to have the passion and all of that. That's fantastic. We all want that. Who doesn't want that, right? And it's a hugely important part. That all has to work well, right? For a successful relationship. But to have that person that after the sex, you both want to talk or cuddle or just, you know, revel in your joy and happiness of being together. That's true intimacy. Letting each other in, telling each other your secrets, giving each other advice, just really being there for each other. And this is saying that this relationship will have that true intimacy to it. It will have that deep, deep connection. It will have that loyalty and honestly, like a friendship between the two of you, which will bond you. And that's so important. Now, for some of you, again, I said before, this can be an air sign, or you can be the air sign, but here they are pointing to, for some of you, or many of you, you are probably a fire sign, which would be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Or again, you have fire sign tendencies, okay? So maybe that's your rising sign, or maybe that's just you have a fiery personality, okay? And if you yourself are not a fire sign, or that doesn't really, that description doesn't fit your personality, then we would say that a fire sign plays an important part in the two of you coming together. So maybe this person's mother or sister is a fire sign, or this depends, male or female. So if you're watching this and you're female hoping for a male, then we would be saying that a female in the male's life, a female in the guy's life that you meet becomes very important to you. Whether it's, like I said, his mother, his sister, a best friend, somebody very close to him plays a pivotal part, and in essence you become close to that person as well. It can also be a fire sign in your life that plays a pivotal part. So again, your mother, your sister, your friends, etc., etc. And if you are a female seeking a female, or a male seeking a female, you would just reverse it for yourself. Same thing then. If it's a female you're looking to meet, then this is saying she might very well be a fire sign, okay? Or again, have tendencies, or someone around her very important, that's a fire sign. That will in turn become important to you. This looks like this relationship will most likely lead to marriage. This looks like you're both going to know that, you know, this is the one for you. And you're both going to know that fairly quickly. Be careful of pregnancy. And I say that because if you if you want to wait on kids, or you're not sure that you want them, or you want them but you want them later, be careful, because there is a pregnancy, there is a child that is meant to come most likely. So if you're wanting to do that later versus now, do be cautious. Make sure you take precautions. Remember, I said there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of sexual energy between the two of you. So of course have fun, but be responsible if you don't want to take the chance of becoming pregnant before you're ready to, okay? But this does look like this moves fairly quickly. So I would say for many of you, this all takes place in the first half of 2023, okay? So sometime between now and, like, let's say June or July. It looks like this starts to take shape and grows rather quickly. It does look like it becomes very serious pretty quickly, and it becomes a committed, solid relationship. And for many of you, this looks like this becomes your husband or your wife, if depending on what you're looking for. But this becomes your other half. This looks like this answers a wish, not only of meeting the love of your life and being with this person, but of marrying this person and building a family and building a life together. This clicks and fires on all cylinders. This is beautiful. You have a beautiful love relationship headed your way. That literally, like I said, answers a huge wish for you on many, many levels. So I do feel the hints I can get from expanding here is that career is important to this person. They do something that's quite lucrative. And again, it might be a career such as, like I mentioned, like a lawyer. Or it doesn't have to be a lawyer. You could be anything, an engineer, I don't know. But whether they have a career path, or they are a business man or woman or an entrepreneur of some kind, they're successful at it. And I think it will be, if not already, it will be pretty lucrative for this person. And I do think that their background is pretty wealthy to begin with. I think that they come from a family of people who are hard workers and have done well for themselves and have a certain level of success. And you will roll right into that. I think for many of you who've chosen this set of cards, you yourself have some level of success, or you're aspiring to it. I think you yourself are a hard worker, and many of you may be self-employed or business owners of, on your own, in your own right, or have a career that you're working on that's important to you. Either way, it doesn't matter. This is like not only a meeting of the minds, it's a meeting of souls, and your everything, your life and your bodies and your hearts will come together, and you will like completely mesh. I'm excited for you. For set of cards number 2, I'm really excited for you. I feel that many of you who have chosen this pile have started, we're starting to think it wasn't going to happen for you. But oh boy, it is. It is going to happen for you. This is very, very exciting. All right, let's see what your outcome cards have to say. Okay, let's grab these guys. All right. So we've got, citrine and dandelion. Make a wish. Clearing comparison. Surrender to magic. Oh, I love that. Surrender to magic. That is awesome. Okay. I'm getting a little like, why is my camera not focusing today? Okay, maybe that's a little better. That's a little better, because I would love for you to be able to read it, but my autofocus seems to be, well, I'm sorry everybody, but okay, make a wish, clearing comparison, surrender to magic. And we have citrine and dandelion. So I would get yourself a piece of citrine. As I've said in previous videos, you can wear it as far as jewelry goes, wear it in a beaded bracelet, wear it around your neck, wear it as a ring. Or if you're not the type to wear something, you can just go and get a piece of citrine, a tumbled, a small crystal. This is not citrine. This is actually citrine, but this is in the raw form. So you could get a chunk of citrine and just place it by your bedside or somewhere in your home where you'll look at it every day. You can get a tumbled piece like this, and when you pray or when you meditate, or if you don't do any of those things, just hold it in your hands every day and make your wish. If you don't know who this person could possibly be, then hold your citrine and just wish upon it, and have it, the energy of that stone, help you to manifest this dream partner. Because they're headed to you anyway. Citrine is just a very powerful stone for success and to help with wishes, for sure. And success was such a key part of this reading, so it's pretty interesting that citrine came up as your Earth Alchemy Oracle card. So clearing comparison, okay, what does that have to do with? We mentioned for some of you, you were starting to feel like this is never going to happen for you. So clear that out. That's limited thinking. That's thinking that will only keep this from you and push it away. It'll push it farther and it will take longer, okay? So clear comparison, don't put your energy on that. And surrender to magic. How beautiful and powerful. Believe in magic. I mean, we have dandelions. Remember that the dandelion is that bright yellow flower that everybody like dismisses because they think it's like a weed, right? And you know, animals and doggies pee on it, everything, right? But when we were kids, remember we would pluck those and give them to your mom because they were like so abundant and everywhere, and we didn't know any better. And they were pretty. So you pluck the dandelions, and then what about when the dandelion actually dies and transforms to that beautiful puff of, looks almost like a cotton ball that you blow on, and all of the little spurs blow away and you make a wish on it. I mean, remember those. Remember the magic of that when you're a child, and how you don't doubt for a second when you're a child and you wished on one of those, or you wished on a star, or whatever it was. We didn't doubt. We had no doubt that our wish would come true. We believed it because we wanted it to be so badly. You have to bring back a piece of that. Bring back a piece of the magic of your childhood. And if you're thinking, I didn't have a magic childhood, okay, but as a child, we do believe in magic. We do believe in the possibility. Even if you had a hard childhood, you need to grab a piece of that and bring it back into your everyday and believe again. So get yourself a piece of citrine. When you see these dandelions out there in the, you know, if you're in a part of the world where it's summer or spring already, then grab one of those and blow on it and make your wish. And for those in the United States, as soon as it warms up, or maybe you're in a state that's warm, grab one of those, you know, grab one of those and make your wish, you know, and know that wishes come true. Wishes are granted, and the angels and the spirit guides are letting you know that your day is coming, your big day, your time of joy and happiness with love is on its way to you. Okay, your healing angel card. Oh, Archangel Michael, one of my favorite angels, love him. The path is now clear. I have removed all obstacles in your way. You can move forward now with ease and confidence. You will achieve what your heart desires. Wow. Archangel Michael. You will achieve what your heart desires. I love that. He's telling you, I have removed all obstacles in your way. The path is now clear. Goodness gracious. That is fantastic. I mean, they are letting you know full on. They are letting you know that you will have this beautiful opportunity of meeting or connecting with the person that you're meant to be with. For some of you, I think you know who this person is. That's why I say for some of you, this answers a huge wish. And for those of you who have no idea who this person is, and it's somebody you have not met yet, believe in the possibility, believe in the joy of this, believe in what your best vision for yourself. If you could wave that magic wand and get anything you want, what would you wish for? What would you ask for? You have to know, because remember, if the genie ever came out of the lamp in front of you and said, you know, your wish is my command, and he said, what would you like? And you're like, you know, well, I mean, I love, I guess. No, like, that's not, you're going to get, you put something vague out, you're going to get something vague in response. So know what you want. Know the kind of person that you want to be with. know the kind of life that you want to have with this person. Know the kind of love that you want to experience with this person. And think about it and envision it and hold it in your heart and in your mind and keep it in your prayer, but keep it positive. So this is a beautiful, beautiful forecast for 2023 for set of cards number 2. This makes me so happy for all of you. Congratulations. And I hope that this comes true very quickly in 2023. And I wish you all the best with this. All right, everybody. And just a reminder to please subscribe if you enjoyed this, if this resonated with you. Please do share and spread the word so I can do more of this. I love putting these readings out for you guys. All right. Best of wishes with this, everyone. We're going to move on now to set of cards number 3. Okay, set of cards number 3. Let's see what we've got for set of cards number 3. Here we go. All right, set of cards number 3. Okay, interesting. All right, set of cards number 3. It's interesting to me. I have so much blue backgrounds that always speaks to me. I always pay attention to every little dying detail about the cards. Okay, so here we have what looks to me bleeding from the end of this year, 2022, into 2023. It looks like we have a situation here. This could be either romantic in nature or family. It could have to do with family, even friends. You know, I guess it could pertain to really anything. It could even pertain to a work situation. But I really, the pull really more for me, I get a family vibe first and foremost. I get conflict within a family. And then secondary, I would say a conflict within a relationship or a marriage, something like this. So here I'm going to start with, the family situation, but you know, stay tuned for the romantic end of things because I will get to that as well. But what's resonating and coming up first is a family situation. This looks like maybe in 2023, you're going to be exploring possibly either moving out. Maybe you live home and it's become toxic or a little volatile. It feels like, you know, I should say it doesn't seem violent, but it seems verbally, maybe verbally toxic or verbally abusive. A situation where, you know, family members are not, let's say, respecting each other or treating each other the way they really should be treated. I think that for some of you or many of you, you feel either unheard, disrespected. Maybe many of you feel unloved. So this is a family situation that really has maybe escalated and really gotten out of control. And for those of you, it looks like you may venture off on your own in 2023. It feels to me like, you know, time doesn't usually come up so strongly, but I am getting like the middle of the year. So this feels like maybe things start to really bubble over in the winter, or in the United States, we're in the middle of winter, but regardless of where you are, maybe the first few months of the year, maybe say like the first 3 or 4, the situation starts to really escalate, and it looks like, and, you know, take a turn where I think you start to feel that you really need space from the situation, and you really need almost like a new beginning. Now, it does look like, you know, so it looks like someone in your family is almost like an instigator of everything. I hate to say that, but it does look like somebody even maybe spies on you, or they're too sort of in your business, let's say, where it's, you know, you're a grown adult and that's not appropriate and you know, uncalled for, and you know, it really disturbs your spirit, it looks like. And it looks like this is a very yo-yo kind of situation, meaning I feel like the pendulum swings back and forth. 1 minute, things are a mess and there's fighting and a lot of toxicity going on and name calling and, you know, terrible things are said. Then things quiet down and then maybe there's a kind gesture or something, and then it starts all over. And then, you know, maybe there's a time of, you know, like a ceasefire or even like what seems like peace, but it's usually brief, and then it launches right back into this. It feels like you're stuck on a little bit of a hamster wheel or a merry-go-round, if you will, with this situation. So this is saying in 2023, it looks like you're going to take some time maybe and figure out a way to distance yourself a little bit. It looks like a walking away from the situation. And maybe, I think for many of you, this is tied to where you live. I don't think you're walking away from your family completely at all. I think that you're walking away from maybe living with them, or maybe you have a tradition of Sunday dinner or something, and maybe you're like, you know what, I'm not going to Sunday dinner anymore. Or maybe you decide, maybe you don't live with them, but you decide you're going to try living out of state or living at a distance, so that you don't feel obligated to see them quite as often, and a little bit of distance will help to let things calm and settle down. The good news here is that this looks like the situation will get better. The situation, I think that you don't even realize that it's already starting slowly to get better, even though it may not look like that on the surface. You know, the beautiful thing about temperance, where I always say, is that you have to have a lot of patience with this situation, and maybe you're kind of sick and tired of having patience, and you're just tired of being the bigger person, or trying to ignore things or sweep things under the rug. But temperance always gives you a gift for the time that you've had to have patience, for all your waiting and all your doing the best that you can and sort of suffering through things. This does feel like there is a fire sign male involved. So that can be, again, that's an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. So that can be a father figure, an older brother, younger brother. It can be, you know, it could be a grandfather, an uncle. It's just anyone connected to the family. It can even be a family member who's passed away. Maybe some of you have lost your dad or a grandfather or an uncle or a brother, or somebody who was very important within your family dynamic. And that person still has, even though they may not be here anymore, holds a lot of sway with all of you, with your family. Maybe some of the fighting is about that person who has passed away, or because of him. Now, it's coming up here as a male. It can certainly be a female, okay? So if it's a female, again, that would be an Aries, a Sagittarius, a Leo, and then that would mean that that's a female with a super strong personality, because they were coming up male instead of female. So that would just translate to, that could be talking about your mother, your grandmother, a sister, an aunt, somebody very pivotal and important. I think for many of you, it's probably a mother or a grandmother figure who is that strong of a personality that, you know, rules the roost and causes a lot of the problems, causes a lot of the drama. I think this person probably needs some therapy and would never get therapy, or doesn't believe in it, or just is against it for whatever reason. So I will say again that this person, you know, I think for many of you, you know, looking at this with the Empress, I think for many of you, we're talking about a mother figure, okay? And the issues with this, with this figure, with the mom or grandma, you know, it feel like it's lifelong. I feel like for some of you or many of you, this is a situation that's gone on for most of your life. And so I think many of you feel like there's nothing I can really do but create some space. And that might not be a bad idea, Okay, that might not be a bad thing. This looks like that's probably what you're going to do. I feel like the angels are guiding you to do that. But the good news is that I do think that the relationship will surprise you. Again, like I said, temperance will give you a gift. And then we have the 10 of Cups here. So that is a family harmony. That's a happy family. So I do think for many of you, in 2023, probably after you create some distance and either move out of the home or move away, it helps to create less drama. And there seems to be like a slow peace that comes back to the family dynamic, and having space seems to be the key. For some of you, the space may occur because you move in with a boyfriend or girlfriend, or because you actually get married. So for some of you, it will play out in that way. And again, the peace then and the family harmony may come due to getting married and starting a family of your own, or due to moving in with someone, or getting very serious in a love relationship. And I think for many of you, it's going to play out that way. For some of you that I mentioned the romantic end of this, if we're not talking about a family and we're talking about romance, in this sense, it looks like a love relationship that you are either walking away from now, or in the beginning of 2023, you will. Okay, everyone, I'm sorry. I was having some technical difficulties with my camera setup. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit because I'm not sure where the video cut off. So I'm going to go back to speaking about, for those of you where this is talking about a romantic connection or relationship. For those of you where we're talking about romance, this looks like either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, there's a moving on from a relationship. But it looks like there's a complication. So I think for some of you, either you've had a child with this person, maybe you're going through a divorce, or right at the time of you breaking up, you find out you're pregnant. For some of you, I think it's playing out that way, which of course is upsetting. I think, or some of you find out you're pregnant and the person, your partner has broken up with you or dumped you, so to speak, or abandoned you, or for whatever reason, or maybe they don't know that you're pregnant. You found out after they've disappeared from your life, kind of thing. So I think for some of you, it's playing out that way. And for others of you, it could be that you actually lost a child, that you were pregnant, or even had the child and then unfortunately lost it. I think some of you are dealing with the loss of a child as well. That's all pretty heavy stuff. Now, for those of you who maybe are pregnant right now, it looks like this person is sort of painting the picture that they're done with you and that they don't want anything to do maybe with the child, or maybe they don't even know about it. But regardless, it looks like they are sort of putting out there that they're walking away and they're done. But yet there's an element of that that's not the truth, because I do have where I feel like this person is still keeping tabs on you, and maybe even following you, or through social media. They're tracking you. They're tracking your actions and what you're doing, and if you're moving on, if you're with somebody else, etc., etc. So I think for some of you, you're dealing with a person who, is I don't want to say volatile, but a person who's, there could be mental illness involved, or they're going through something, maybe a depression or like a nervous breakdown, something. It feels like for some of you, this person is just not okay in this moment. Now, I'm not excusing them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not excusing this person, because I think that for many of you, you didn't deserve the treatment that you received, okay? So I'm not excusing the person by any means, but this does look like, for some of you who are pregnant now, and the person that the father of the child, has either abandoned you or is not stepping up, let's say, kind of thing. This looks like there's a possibility that the father is, that there's going to be some kind of turnaround once the baby comes, or even right before the baby is born. This looks like, again, through patience and time, it looks like there can be a healing, just like I mentioned with family, with regard to a family situation. This looks like with a romantic situation, it looks like this situation can turn around. It's not guaranteed, but there's definitely the possibility of it. You could be dealing with a fire sign male, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, or you could be the fire sign. But if not, if those signs don't apply, then I would say that the person you're dealing with has a fiery personality, or maybe they're acting that way and it's out of character for them. You know what I mean? Let's say normally the person is a Taurus or a Virgo, and they usually think things out, or are a bit more practical, or calculated in their movements. It looks like here they're acting out of character and doing things spontaneously, or not thinking things through, which it would be out of character for them, which would fall under a more of the fire sign personalities, to jump first and ask questions later, right? So there are tendencies of the fire signs going on here, whether it's for the person, the man we're talking about, or the female. Or you yourself, in which case we know you're the female if you're the one who is pregnant, obviously. So for some of you, it's not that you're pregnant, it's that there already is a child. Maybe this is the father of your child, or maybe they were acting as the father of your child. Maybe they were, a stepdad, or, helping you raise the child. Either way, or maybe you're pregnant and there is another child that you already have, or they already have, but there's children involved here, okay? And it looks like it was getting very messy. It was leading up to this current moment. I think it's been very, very messy. I think there's been a lot of verbal abuse. I don't think there's physical abuse here, but I think there's verbal abuse. I think there's neglect. I think there's like a taking advantage of. I think this person has been acting very selfishly, very self-absorbed, and only seeing it. I think they have blinders on, and they're only seeing things one way. They're only seeing things the way that they see them, and not seeing your side of things or anyone else's side of things. So I think that while they have initially put through like they're walking away from you and it feels like that, I think that might be for now a good thing, to be honest. For those of you that we're talking about this romantic family dynamic, with regard also to those of you who are pregnant or just had a child or are the mother of this person's child that you already had, there's, space is good right now. So space would also apply to you guys, and you should take that time to have that space. I think that things will calm down and start to turn around later. I think that this child may be a key to helping this person heal whatever trauma and pain that they have going on that's causing them to be so self-absorbed and to not be considerate of anyone else and only be thinking of themselves and the pain that they're in. So again, I'm not excusing this person, don't get me wrong. I don't like, by the looks of this, how they have treated you. I think that they've taken you for granted. I think that they have not stepped up. I think that they have been extremely self-absorbed. And while I have empathy for people who are going through trauma, whether it's mental illness or emotional pain, PTSD, whatever they're going through. I have empathy for that, but it's never an excuse to sort of, shit all over somebody, to excuse my French. It's never an excuse. It might be the reason that they're behaving that way, but it doesn't make it okay. So just because I have empathy for that doesn't mean I excuse their behavior, and neither should you. Neither should you. So while they want to make things appear that they're in control and they dumped you or they're walking away from you, you let them do or think or say whatever they want, and you just distance yourself, which is what it's looking like you're going to do in the beginning of 2023. And that distance is a good thing. It will be good for you and good for that person. And then it looks like here with Temperance, we have, with a little time and patience, you may find that the situation turns around and there may be hope for a healing here. And you may yet have a family with this person. They may come to realize that they have been hurting you and, not doing the right thing. And, they may realize that they do need some help, that they do need, some guidance and some help, and they can't do it on their own. Okay, so let's try to expand a little bit to see both on the family end of things, like I was talking about in the beginning, and the romantic end of things. Let's try to see if there's anything that the angels can give us more about this. Okay, let's see here. Let's just, because they are letting us know here that there's hope and things may turn around, but they're not giving us too much. So let's just see what else I can get from them. Okay. One more. Okay. Yeah. All right. So for those of you, I'm going to backtrack now to those of you who have a family situation going on. So we're not talking about the romantic thing now. For those of you with a family situation, here I'm going to say, it feels like, let's say, the matriarch of the family. So I'm thinking this is a mother or a grandmother. You creating distance and space, whether it's because you just decide to move out or you just decide to move away, where you create some kind of distance and space, or you get married and there's distance because of that, because you move out of the home or this kind of thing. And it's very possible that for some of you it goes that way. So your mother or your grandmother or whoever this person is that is sort of the head of the family and kind of the head and like the main cause of the turmoil or the arguments, let's say, that's going to deeply affect that person. It's going to deeply affect them. Your absence is going to hurt them. And I'm not telling you that you should set out to hurt them. And of course, I don't think that would be your intention either. But just the way things are going to play out and you creating this distance, which in the end is a healthy thing, will be sort of the catalyst to help them start to make changes or look in the mirror or ask themselves the hard questions. To ask herself, how did I get here? Why are things the way that they are? Why has my daughter or granddaughter or niece or whoever you are to this person, why has she or he, it could be that you're a he, but why has she decided to come away from me and away from the family? And then, believe it or not, I feel like there's an element of surprise here where by you taking that action, we have major transformation happens in a very positive way. And it just looks like there is hope for a healing of some kind within this family dynamic. And, there's like a power shift here. I also want to say, we have the Queen of Cups here. So a female water sign probably also is involved. Now, you yourself could be that water sign, or your mother that I was speaking of, but I do think, as going back before, we had a lot of connection to fire signs. So I think more here we're talking about a female water sign, so that's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, comes into play. Maybe that's a sister of yours, or a cousin, or somebody just important, maybe it's your mother's sister, maybe it's an aunt. Somebody else comes into play that really acts as a catalyst. I get a strong feeling it's a sister vibe, I'm getting that strongly. So we could have a sister that really comes into play that helps the situation, and sort of that person sort of builds a bridge between, let's say, you and your mother, or you and the person that's, really where the friction is, where the problem lies. So this person is key to building some kind of bridge. And then that bridge, is one that you'll feel safe to cross, because things will shift and become different. I also want to say that once you have children of your own, which I think for many of you will, or some of you have already, let's say, children are also a huge key. Maybe your mother would be devastated not to see or be close to her grandchildren. It's for many reasons. There is some soul searching, absolutely, that your loved one, whether it's mother or grandmother or aunt, there's some soul searching that she's going to do. That's really going to make a difference here. Something will have occurred that really shifts her perspective, and she will surprise you. This person will surprise you. Will they be a completely different person? No. Will certain elements about them always annoy you or rub you the wrong way, or will there always be some level of friction? Yes. But that said, there is something that has softened your mother or this person that's very important. Something has occurred. It could be so many different things. It could be just that you moved out. It could be just that you've gotten married and you're on your own. It could be a health scare. It could be so many things. But whatever it is, something softens this person in a way that you've never really witnessed or experienced her being affected in that way before. And the positive, good result of that is that she will change her perspective and change the way that she deals with you in a much more positive, happy way, in a healthy way. And your relationship with her will therefore transform. So this, for 2023, the angels and spirit guides are letting you know that they have in store for you quite a bit with your family, but there is a healing here that can come about and most likely will. And believe it or not, you will find a way to a friendship with your mother or with this person, whoever they may be, that you never thought was possible. And again, I'm not saying that this is a completely different person. There will still be elements of that same old in there that drives you crazy. But you'll find the way forward is easier, much easier, and something worthwhile and something that you want to have in your life. A relationship and a friendship with this figure in your life, with this most likely being your mother, that you will want to have and want to work on, and that will get better. And, but the Ace of Swords was this extra card that I took purposely. It started to fall and I knew it wanted to come out. And that means that's through sheer force of will. Okay. So that is a victory that is coming into. The Ace of Swords is tricky though. If you have a lot of negative cards around, it would be depicting cutting someone out. But that's not how they're saying it here. They are saying that instead of it being negative and slanting negative, it's slanting positive, that there can be a victory here, and there will be. And you will be surprised by it. You will be surprised by it in a positive way. Now, for those of you where I was talking on the romantic end, and some of you are pregnant, or there's a child between you and the person, again, here they are saying this person that either dumped you or broke up with you, however you want to say it, walked away from you, abandoned you, they will regret that. And they do hold you in very high regard. You are very, very important to them. And there will be some kind of transformation with this person and with that relationship with them. And it looks like there can be a healing and maybe like a, it's almost like a coming back together as friends. Not that you'll only be friends, but it's like healing the friendship part of your relationship becomes important. Maybe under the guise that, like, you know, you both are going to have to co-parent whether you like it or not. But through that, there's an element here of surprise where, like I said before, the child or children plural, I think for many of you, there's multiple children involved here. Maybe you both have children already. So the child that you're having together, or all of your children. Okay. Sorry, technical difficulties again, but I think I've gotten it under control. Mercury retrograde, everyone. That's what happens. Okay. So for those of you, I do have to say, I think some of you, unfortunately, may have lost a child. And for those of you who have lost a child, again, it looks like somehow that child does, even from the other side, bring you maybe back together. So it looks like the key, though, here, you know, is for most of you, the child is the key to bringing you together. And just like I said, with reference to the people dealing with a family situation, for those of you who are dealing with where this is a romantic situation, and we're dealing with, you know, the father of your child or the stepfather of your children, this looks like it's saying that there is some kind of transformation that has taken place at this point, and there is a change. And as you come back together with this person, there's a healing of the relationship, and it goes in a new direction, in a positive direction. And now there's a victory here, but it's a hard-won victory. So meaning that there was a time of separation, there was a time of, you know, some pain and some sadness and loneliness. But I think that this person will do some work on themselves. They will 100% miss you. And having you pull away, whether you're pregnant or not, whether you've lost a child or not, having you pull away will make the difference of them not speaking to you every day and not having you in their life. And they will try to figure out how to deal with what they've been going through. And as I said, the child or children plural are the key to bringing you back together. And it does look like in 2023, you may very well reunite with this person, and it would be a much happier second time around. And the relationship looks like it will go forward in a much more peaceful, harmonious way. And it looks like there's more of a friendship there. Like, there's still romance, don't get me wrong. This is saying it would go forward as lovers, as you may even decide to make it official and build a family and become husband and wife. But the friendship part is key, because this is saying that the friendship between the two of you is healed and expanded upon in a way that it wasn't before. And that friendship part is so important, because if you don't have trust and you don't have respect, you have nothing. Really, it doesn't matter how much you love somebody. If they don't love and respect you, if they don't, if they're not honest and truthful with you, you know, and vice versa, and you for them, you just don't have a leg to stand on. So that's the foundation for any trust and respect for any relationship. So it looks like you will then be having that going forward, and it makes all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. So again, this feels like I think the separation is going on now, or starting to take place now, and probably the first few months of the year. And then a time of coming back together, to me, feels like middle of the year, June, July, maybe even August for some of you. Okay. I feel like it's a summertime thing where things heal and have shifted and come back together. I mean, they may be in and out in the interim, but like where this relationship will really like take flight again and heal and really be something to speak of again, I think is the summer. All right, let's see what your outcome cards are. Oh, okay. Dioptase and Larkspur. Past life healing, letting go of anger, forgiveness. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's interesting. So Dioptase and Larkspur. So that's the crystal and the flowers that we have. Past life healing, letting go of anger, forgiveness. It's a beautiful card. Okay, so what are they talking about there? They are basically saying, so for some of you, this is karmic. You know, for those of you with your family member that you're struggling with and the family dynamic, it's a karmic thing. And you've been through many lives together in the past, and you're playing out karma and working out these kinks along the way. It's part of the journey. So letting go of anger is a big deal. You need to let go, and you need to forgive your mother or this person in your life. Maybe not just your mother, maybe your whole family, maybe your siblings too. You know, maybe your father, maybe whether your parents or parents plural are deceased, or they're still here, or one is deceased and one is still here. There's something about the family dynamic that you need to let go of the anger. Forgive your parents, especially your mother. I mean, your father too, don't get me wrong. I don't know everybody's situation. This is a general reading, so it's hard to pinpoint for everyone. But for sure, we were talking about a mom here. We were talking about the matriarch and a mother energy. So you have to let go of the anger of your childhood, of things that have gone wrong, of how toxic the situation got or has gotten, and forgive your parents, forgive your mother. If one of your parents is deceased, or both, forgive them for dying, forgive them for leaving you, forgive your parents or parent. And the one or both who are living, especially your mother, you need to forgive her, because it's the key. When you don't forgive someone, there's that expression, it's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die, but you're only poisoning yourself. So let go of the anger, let forgiveness into your heart. And it doesn't mean you excuse anything. It doesn't mean that you're saying she's right and you're wrong. It means that you're saying, okay, I'm going to let go of all this resentment and anger that I've held on to about you, the family dynamic, my childhood, how things are right now, etc., etc. And I'm going to forgive you for all of that. And I'm going to let go of it, because it's not serving anybody. It doesn't serve you, doesn't serve her, doesn't serve your family. It only keeps you all apart. So, and know that, you know, past life means it's just that. It's past life. It's karma you're working out. And you're not supposed to focus on it. You're supposed to keep going forward and go through this journey and keep evolving and growing. So let go of the anger and the hurt and forgive. And that is the key that opens the door to healing and coming together. And when it comes to those of you in a romantic relationship and the whole situation we spoke of, same to you. This is karma you're working out with a soulmate. And let go of the anger. And forgive this person, forgive the guy, forgive him for hurting you, for abandoning you, for not putting you first, forgive him for all the things that have gone on that have disappointed you and hurt you. And by doing that and letting go of that, you open the door for healing, both with this person and for the child that is key here, for the child that's coming into play. Whether it's the child that you're about to give birth to or the child you already have, or children plural. It's very important that you forgive and you let go, okay? Vision. Your healing angel card, vision. Okay, a positive outcome requires a positive vision. Visualize everyone involved in your present situation, surrounded by light and love. Wow. Make sure to include yourself also. Your love has the power to influence and transform the current events. That is so powerful. I think this is the most powerful card that we've had this whole reading of all three sets of cards, all three situations. This is hugely powerful. I'm going to read it again. A positive outcome requires a positive vision. Visualize everyone involved in your present situation, surrounded by light and love. Make sure to include yourself also. Your love has the power to influence and transform the current events. That is powerful and beautiful. So the angels are telling you that how you view this situation and your thoughts are the most important thing here. So, like I always say, keep your thoughts on what you want and not what you don't want. Envision a healing. Do what they're saying there. Visualize the situation and everyone in it surrounded by a white light of healing, and put yourself in the circle. Put yourself in that vision with your family, with your loved one, with that guy, with your children. Put yourself in that vision and enveloped in the white light, and know that you have the power to transform the situation, and the angels are there to help you, and that you can manifest a happy ending here. Which, I don't even like the term happy ending, but hopefully what I mean. What I mean by that is you can manifest a huge transformation and shift and change for the better, and one that is healing and loving, and one that you'll be so much happier with. Okay, so set of cards number 3, I wish you all the best. And to all of you watching this, I wish you a very happy, healthy new year. I wish you prosperity and joy and peace and good health. And most of all, I wish you all love, because it's, I know, the most important thing in the world. Everyone wants to be loved and to love and to feel love in every way. So I wish you all that kind of joy and happiness in your lives. And that's all, everyone. Manifest your best life. And until next time, we'll see you soon.